The biggest operational crane on the U.S. eastern seaboard towered over Baltimore's port on Friday, ready to begin clearing the wreckage of the Francis Scott Key Bridge days after a cargo ship crashed into it, sending the span crashing into the harbor. Crews were still surveying the damage as of midday Friday. The crane, which can lift up to 1,000 tons, arrived late Thursday night and will probably start hauling debris out of the water on Saturday morning, according to U.S. Coast Guard spokesperson Carmen Carver. A second crane is en route and expected to arrive soon to assist the effort, she said. State and federal authorities are focused on clearing the busy port and rebuilding the bridge after the Dolly, a massive container ship that had lost power, plowed into a support column early on Tuesday, toppling the structure and leaving 6 workers presumed dead.
The U.S. government approved $60 million in relief funds for the state of Maryland on Thursday to begin rebuilding the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. The bridge collapsed Tuesday morning after a massive cargo freighter that had lost power plowed into the structure in Baltimore Harbor. The bodies of 2 men have been recovered while 4 others are missing and presumed dead. They were conducting repairs on the bridge when it was struck.
Our hearts are with their families, and we are so sorry about this tragedy.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore said Thursday that recovering the missing workers and bringing closure to their families remained a top priority. He also confirmed the Biden-Harris administration had approved his state's emergency funds request on Thursday, hours after it was submitted, an extraordinarily quick relief payout after such a disaster. Maryland officials said the emergency funds would support, quote, laying the foundation for a rapid recovery, and that the state may seek more funds if needed. Federal officials have reportedly told Maryland lawmakers the final price tag for the new bridge could be much higher than the $60 million approved Thursday, at least $2 billion, but that funding to build a replacement bridge must be approved by the U.S. Congress. Moore said that there was a, quote, long road ahead to rebuild the bridge.
When you have a chance to see that wreckage up close, you fully understand the enormity of the challenge. This is an incredibly complex job, and our timeline will be long.
A team of experts must first assess how to dislodge the vessel, which is loaded with thousands of containers and entangled in bridge debris. Moore said the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers was bringing in the largest crane on the eastern seaboard to help with the removal.
U.S. President Joe Biden on Friday denounced what he called Russia's appalling attempts to use Americans as bargaining chips and said there would be costs for the Kremlin. His comments came exactly 1 year after Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich became the first U.S. journalist arrested on spying charges in Russia since the Cold War, an act Biden called wholly unjust and illegal. Gershkovich's detention has been extended to June 30th. Gershkovich, the Journal, and the U.S. government deny that he's a spy. Russia says he had been trying to obtain military secrets. Top leaders in Congress from both parties also issued a joint statement on Friday, calling the journalist's arrest baseless and unjust. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said Gershkovich's arrest had made Russia's already restrictive media landscape, quote, more oppressive. Asked about when a court would hear Gershkovich's case or whether there would be a prisoner exchange, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters he has no information about the court and that public remarks were a hindrance to possible prisoner exchanges. In their statements on Friday, Biden and Blinken also condemned the detention of Paul Whelan, an ex-Marine arrested in Moscow in 2018 and sentenced to 16 years in prison on spying charges in 2020. Whelan and the U.S. government deny the charges.